Have you been thinking about getting into Forex trading? Forex trading opens up a world of opportunity for those who know how to do it properly. You can experience financial freedom and reap tremendous rewards for your trading skills. Unfortunately, many programs make big promises and throw students into the trading market without the proper knowledge and expertise to succeed. Fortunately, there is a solution. Great White FX Academy is the best place to start your Forex trading journey with the tools, resources, and education necessary to help you thrive in the market. Great White FX is an online Forex training platform that provides technical training that will help you succeed. It is of the utmost importance to have a proper qualitative education to participate in Forex trading, and that is exactly what Great White FX focuses on. You can reach us on Facebook at Great White FX and Forex Educational Academy, on Instagram at Great White FX, on Twitter at Great White FX, or call us at 234-803-930-61888. Have you been thinking about getting into Forex?
Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. If you can hear me, please type in yes. Good evening. If you can hear me, clearly and see my screen, please type in yes so that we can start. Okay, so good evening all. You're welcome to today's Forex market review with Great White FX. I hope everybody can hear me clearly without any breakage in network, please. Is everybody hearing me clearly? Okay. Okay, so welcome to this week's Forex review with Great White FX. So, as always, we're going to start to look at the fundamental calendar to have an idea of what tomorrow, being the 13th, is going to look like. We have minor impact news by 10:30 on the British pound. Then we have a high impact news by 4:30 p.m. on the Canadian dollar. Then by 10 p.m. we have on New Zealand. Now, the time is GMT +1. So if you're looking at this from any other location, you need to be aware of this. On the Forex market, you can alter your time by clicking on this place and synchronizing the time with your laptop time. It will then appear in the time of your respective location. So tomorrow looks calm. Tomorrow looks calm. Tomorrow looks calm. Although we have some high impact news this week, but nothing major. So that aside, let's get down to business. So as always, we always start with the dollar index. So looking at the dollar index, if you've attended any of my classes, you will understand what I'm trying to state here. The dollar index ran into structure here. It ran into structure at this area. Excuse me. So it ran into structure at this area, so that caused a bit of a weakness. But if we look at the dollar index on the weekly, this area seems to have held, and it closed as this could pass for a kind of a morning star formation on the weekly. But there is a possibility price may pull back. So let's go down to our chart to see things clearly. So looking at this chart now, if the dollar index should move above 97.42, there is a possibility it's going to retest this area because this is the 4-hour structure. There is a daily structure and there is a 4-hour structure inside the daily structure. It respected the lower area and dropped. So now the question is, if we test this neckline, because we have a higher end M formation, as you can see, is a higher leg M formation. So if price comes back to test this area and drops, then that means we may see dollar correction. And the first area is, if this area gives way, then if you look at this area, we had clusters of resistance here. Price broke and has not come back to retest. So there is a possibility that we may see weakness to this level. And if this level holds as support, then we may see a bounce. But below here, the price is coming down more. So overall on the dollar index from our point of view, we might see a bit of a correction to the downside. So the next thing we're going to look at is gold. So looking at gold, see the way gold closed with a long pin bar on the daily and a long pin bar on the weekly. So this is as a result of our monthly structure. It's not clear on the weekly. It's a result of this monthly structure here. So that was what caused it ran deep into it and dropped. So now the question is this. If you look at this on the daily, let me scroll back. That level is at 1561.55. If price closes back into this zone on the daily, there is a potential that price is going to move up to the high side. That means we might see a deep correction into this drop because we already have a drop. So there is a possibility we're going to have a little bit of a correction, then we might have a downtrend continuation. So the best way to trade it is to use your feet from the top to the bottom, and then you wait for price reaction. From either the levels to watch might be if it moves above the level I talked about, that is 1561.55, then you may see it test the 50% or the 61.8 as the case may be. So that is it for the dollar for gold. So the next pair we're going to look at is the USD CHF. So looking at the USD CHF from the daily, seems to be in a downtrend. On the daily, there is a formation here. Do you see this W formation? Can you see it on the daily? So now the question here is this. Normally, when you have this kind of a W formation, there's what they call an apex or a neckline. I prefer calling it a neckline. Now, when price made that, it was supposed to move above that neckline. But since it closed back inside that neckline, that means there's a possibility we're going to see a bit of weakness on the USD CHF. So how are we going to treat that? Moreover, there seems to be a rising channel of sorts. So if you ask me, I would say a retest of this area of the neckline, and that neckline comes in at 97.43. And let's see, okay, 97.43. It's going to be somewhere here. So this should be the area here, 97.3. Yes, that should be the area. A retest of that area, stage 4 resistance, resistance, a retest of this area, and a rejection of same price low, maybe below this zone further down. But for now, looking at the USD signature on the daily, it's a possibility it may go down. But on the other side, the close above this our level here will send price further to the top side. So that's just what you need to know. So like what I normally do is, since I'm using TradingView and I'm using the paid version, you can set up an alert here. It makes life easier for you. When you trade with alert, it makes life easier for you. So the next pair we're going to look at is Euro USD. So let's look at the Euro USD. Looking at the Euro USD, let me hide all my setups. Looking at the Euro USD, the deal is on the monthly. If you look at it on the monthly, there's a big candle there. Close as a bullish engulfing above the high of the prior 2 months, as you can see. So probably this drop we're looking at is a correction, and then there's a possibility that price will continue to the top side. So how are we going to trade this on the intraday? So this is just the setup we have. If price comes down into this area, that is 1.10 89. If it drops into this area and finds support, if this area holds, then we might see price move to the top side. Because as you can already see, the 4-hour already has a bullish engulfing. You can see it's a very, very big bullish engulf. Engulfed so many candles here. So there's a possibility they might drop back and move back to the top side. And remember, if you remember the setup on the dollar index, the dollar index also has broken a neckline. So if it should retest that neckline and continue to the downside, that will give the Euro USD strength to move further up to the top side. So this is the chart you have. So you might have the possibility of all these resistance levels being broken on the Euro USD. That is if this retest of this area should hold. So next we're going to look at is the Euro GBP. Euro GBP has been a little bit tricky to trade. It's been a little bit tricky to trade. But if we look at the weekly, my concern on this Euro GBP is this big engulfing candle there. This is a bullish engulfing candle on the week. And the deal with most of these type of candles is that it is their low that needs to be taken out. As long as the low of this bullish engulfing candle is still standing, the risk, that's when I mean standing, that means there's no close below it. It's a possibility that price may still go up. So now, how are we going to trade this? Looking at the daily, you can still see it's still looking like it's in a downtrend. But if you ask me, because this pair doesn't seem to have a head, doesn't seem to have a tail for now, so you trade with caution. So I already have my trend line and fib. I would just say use your fib to trade this pair. But if you come to the 4-hour zone, this area, there's a daily candle, there's a range candle here on the daily. Let me pull it up. Let me move all this so I pull it up for you guys to see. There is a range candle. You see this bearish engulfing candle? This is an anchor candle. And if you notice, price has not been able to close outside the range of this candle. So price is still enveloped within the range of this candle. And since this is an anchor candle, the open price of a bearish anchor candle is always resistance. The open price of a bearish anchor candle is always resistance. So let me see if I've marked it. No, I've not. So you have something like this here, and you have something like this here. And as you can see, price has just been within this area. So this just gives you an idea of your range. So this one candle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. With the close of this will make it 1 week within the range of this one daily candle. So when you look at it on the intraday chart, that candle range top is here and the range bottom is here. So in just being your best interest to wait for price at the top and wait for price at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an alert here and I'm going to put an alert down here. So if price hits any of these levels, I'm alerted. And I'll also suggest you do the same. So the next one we're going to look at is the GBP USD. GBP USD almost looking a bit almost looking the same thing. Pull it out. Doesn't seem rejections to the top side of the weekly. And if you look at it on the 4-hour time frame, it's making lower highs. But this low here has not been taken out. But it's still making, you see, this high, lower high, this low, lower low. So we could say that this is like kind of like a flat kind of situation. Looking at the flat kind of situation. So if we go down to our intraday chart, so this is what we have here. This is your support structure. This is your support structure. And if price comes in here and finds support, there's a possibility it might bounce the top side. Excuse me. Okay, so basically there's a resistance level here because we notice this resistance level. If price gets rejected from here, there is a possibility it might come down to test this area. But this is like what I call the bearish line in the sand. Once price goes below this level here, and that level is 1.2909, then we might see price retest. It's a let me see. There's a channel here. You see the channel? There's a big channel here. See where the channel is running from? Then we have this trend line inside the channel. So if this trend line gives way, then you might see price break all these levels. Then you might see price come down towards this level. So the next pair we're going to look at is the GBP CHF. So look at the GBP CHF. This guy is not looking pretty. Looking at it at the daily, you see all these movements, It's not looking very, very interesting. So looking at this pair, the best thing is just to play the range. That's just the best thing on this pair. Let me get rid of this trend line because it will not work here by any range. So this is the topmost area. This is just the range support area. So if price comes out here and gives you a bullish signal, you might take a long position. You might take a long position. So let's look at let me just have a recap of what the Euro GBP. Well, looking at the Euro GBP, it might run into this resistance. And if it runs in here, so this top area and starts to drop, that will cause the GBP CHF to drop down here. If the Euro GBP finds resistance at its top, it will start to drop, then the GBP CHF will pick up from this area. So that's how you play this chart. So the next pair we're going to look at is the USD JPY. Looking at the USD JPY, if you look at it where it is on the daily, it's at resistance structure. And see, you can even see it very, very clearly on the weekly. Wicks to the top side. Wicks to the top side. So how do you play this kind of, this is one thing I always talk about. Whenever you come to, you must always have what they call situational awareness. You must always have what they call situational awareness when you're looking at your chart. Somebody would wonder, probably, why did this chart, after this big bearish candle, why did it just spring back up? Most times, at such major areas like this, you always have trap positions. So they might give people the impression they're breaking to the downside, and then they might turn to the upside. And I think this was probably also facilitated by the standoff between Iran and US. So that aside, let's look at what we have this week. So looking at this chart, let me see where's the trend line coming from. I need to update this trend line. Let me update this trend line properly. Update this trend line. I could use here. Trend line is not looking so nice. So looking at this chart, let me remove this trend line. Looking at this chart, there's a rejection from this level already. There's a rejection from this level. So if you ask me, the best thing to wait for this page, if you are aggressive, you can take a short position here and your stop loss above here. But there is the risk that price may get to 109.39, that's this level here, and move back to the upside. So if you're to be the best option would be to wait for price to close below here, and you can take a short position to any of these levels. Because for now, Euro yen still, USD yen is still looking to the top side, still has a bullish bias. But as you can see from the daily, it's kind of consolidating at this level. So the next pair we're going to look at is Euro yen. Looking at the Euro yen, the weekly kind of has like a bullish kind of view, but I might say this move on the weekly might be a retest of this candle, of this bearish weekly candle. That's what I might say. So how do we trade this? There's structure here already. On the 4 hour, there's structure here already. So we go down to our chart. Go down to our chart. Let's see. So there's already structure here. And if you look at price is already reacting from that area. As you can see, price is already reacting from that area. So let me see. Still taking its time to look so that I can get the proper idea of it. Yep. So looking at this pair, if you ask me, safest place to take a short position is below 121.47. If you take a short position, then you might be looking at this area as your exit point. If you ask me, because this zone, this is the entire daily zone. Price is still inside that area. Except it comes out below it, then you can take an aggressive shot. But as long as it's still above 121.73, there's a possibility it might still move up a little bit, probably to test this falling trend line before coming down. But as long as it stays below this structure here, this resistance structure here, it's going to go back to the downside. I don't trade all these pairs. Most of my students, they have so many pairs. I'm doing this for most of my students and for some people that trade the pairs. I just give a general outlook. I trade mainly pound pairs. I don't trade all these pairs. I trade mainly pound pairs. So looking at the next pair we're going to look at is GBP pound yen. So looking at the pound yen, well, still the same thing. Doesn't seem to have much structure. We look at it on the 4 hour, Seems to be kind of like consolidating. So let's look at our chart. This is what we have on the chart. These are resistance structure to the top here. That is, we have structure here. If price breaks above this trend line, you need to watch it here. If it gets rejected here, it might come down to the downside. That's what you need to be aware of. But for now, this is a top range and this is a bottom range. So you treat it accordingly. The next pair we're going to look at is Euro AUD USD. So looking at the AUD USD, so you can see price bounced off the 61.8 of this low to this high, and it closed as a bullish engulfing candle. So now there's one thing very unique with this close. As it bounced off the 61.8, it was able to close above the 50% as well. So most likely it might drop a bit, might drop lower, but this 50% here might give it support. This 50% here, this level here, might give it support to move up towards this area. So how do you trade this in trading? It's very simple. If price drops down to this structure, as this support here, because this is a neckline, this is a neckline. If it comes back to do a bullish bar setup and this level goes, then you might take a long position to any of these areas here. Might take a long position to any of these areas here. So you already have a fib, I already have a fib retracement. So you have the 38.2, you have the 50%, and the 61.8 here. So if there's a possibility it might pull back, then move back to the top side. So next what we're going to look at is AUD, Euro AUD. So looking at the Euro AUD on the daily, close as a bearish engulfing on the daily, a long upper wick on the weekly. So on this pair for now, it's sitting above support. So where's the support coming from? This prior area. This was a neckline, price broke it. When price came back for the retest, instead of closing back above it, instead of rejecting from it, price closed back above it. So as you can see, there's a possibility this might be a retest and a bounce. So how do you trade this? If we look at this, let's take a look at this from our chart. If this area holds that support, expect this pair to run up to this area because already you have a neckline. So it's going to be a resistance structure. And that resistance is between 1.6156 to 1.6172. So if you want to take a short position on this pair, this would be the best place to wait for it. As long as this resistance area holds, but above it, then you might be looking at price coming to test this trend line. So the next pair we're going to look at is the GBP AUD. Like also the Euro AUD, GBP AUD seems to be sitting above the support structure. So let's look at it. This area here on the daily, you see this cluster area here. So it broke it. See, acted as resistance here, dropped, then broke above. It's acting as support now. So this might give price a little bit of boost to the top side, as you can already see. So how are you going to trade this on your intraday chart? It's just to wait for price at this neckline. Should this neckline fail to hold as resistance, then price will be running up to test this trend. So the last pair for tonight, last pair for today is going to be the USD card. So looking at the USD card, the USD card is, let me get rid of all this. So looking at the USD card, this, you need to look at it from the weekly point of view. If you look at the weekly, this is the last major low here. So you're going to do this. You're going to pick this low. So you see support. And you know that price broke below it. So price was supposed to come back for a retest. Price was not supposed to close back above it. Closing back above it is telling you that this break might be a false break. So, as you can already see, they're using it as support. And for those of you in the class, you know what this area means here. So you have this structure above this area. So there is a possibility the price stays above 1.3028, it might move to the top side. So how do you trade this intraday? This is what you have. And mind you, there is a major trend line here. Let me go to my daily. There is a major trend line break here. You see it? It's a long trend line. It's a pretty long trend line. See where it's coming from? So price finally broke below it. So price might run in to retest it. If it gets rejected, then we might see a move more. But for now, we just need to play smart and wait to see proper rejection from this area to take a shot. First TP below here, second TP. Once this area gives way, then you might be looking at somewhere down. So that is it for today. If you have any questions, anybody with any question, so that I can briefly look at it before I call it a day for this review. Anybody with any question? Anybody with any question? Okay, so in the absence of any question, well, the charts will be posted. I'll try and post it this night. I'll try and post it this night on the. I'll try and post it on the Instagram page. I'll try and post it on the Instagram page. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge, but I'll try. So, thank you all for coming. I wish you all a beautiful night sleep and a blessed trading day ahead. Thank you.